Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I look like a complete mess today, but I told you guys that I will be filming my process for Womenswear, so that's what I'm gonna do. I've literally just been home all day sewing and cutting, and I thought, why not film it? Excuse the mess in front of you, but this is raw footage of how I put together my collection. So today I'm gonna be making puff pants and a puff jacket. They're not going to be in my final fabrics. They're going to be in calico. If you don't know what calico is, let me show you. Calico is this. So it is pretty much, wow, that lighting is terrible. It's pretty much like, I don't know what it is. It's calico, but it's cheaper fabric that you can use if you're using woven fabric. And so I test in this fabric once I've got the shape and everything correct, and I like how the jacket looks, then I'll make it again in my final fabric. So today I'm just going to show you how I cut, sew and put this jacket together. I know I look like a mess. My eyebrows aren't done. My hair is crazy, but I am home all day. I've got a week and a half left till everything's due. I am stressed to the max, but I'm still filming this video so you guys can see how I work. So I'm going to tell you what I use, what I need, and then I'm just gonna lay out and you guys can see my whole process. I already cut my front. Is this my front? No. Yes, it's my front. I already cut my front piece out. As you can tell, it's gonna be a huge puffer jacket. So I already cut my front piece out. I cut all my pieces out of the calico. The only thing left for me to do is to cut it out of my wadding. Now wadding is like the foamy thing that goes in between the two fabrics, so that it creates the puff that we need. This is wadding. It's fluffy, it's like a cloud. It is annoying and itchy to work with, but it makes your jacket look awesome. So I'm gonna lay this out on the floor, lay out my pattern pieces, and I'll cut it out. So I've just laid out my fabric or my wadding all over the floor, and then I'm just going to place my pattern pieces on top. With the pattern pieces, it's just the paper. So I'll walk you through the pieces as I'm placing them. Firstly, you've got the back, which is like a massive open piece. I like to start with the back first because you only need one of the back, whereas the front you obviously need the two sides. So I like to get rid of the back, and then everything else that I'm cutting multiple of is what I use for the rest of the wadding roll. So we're going to place this down and cut this out. Now I'm just gonna grab weights. I don't have proper weights, so I just use coasters because that's the best I've got right now. So I'm gonna grab some coasters, place them on there to secure it, and then cut around it. bending down, standing up, bending down, standing up. I know I've got my workspace in the garage, and I know I've got a higher bench. I'm way out of breath. And I know I've got a higher bench, but with the wadding, that is like the one thing that I need the most space with. With fabric, it's easier on the bench, obviously. But I really just like to have a lot of space when I'm working with wadding, which is why I'm doing it in my living room floor. I'm back in my workspace. I'm going to lay out my pieces and measure where I want to do my stitching. And then I'm going to stitch it on my machine. I'm grabbing my pen. And I use two different rulers. I've got my pattern making French curve ruler. I don't know if you can see that. Put it behind the fabric. So I've got like my pattern making French curve ruler. And then I've also got my metal ruler. Now, you want the spacing to be the same. Well, I want the spacing to be the same as my pants. So the gap between them is 20 centimeters. So I'm gonna measure 20 centimeters from the bottom and work my way upwards. The reason why I start from the bottom upwards is because the side seam of the front and the back get matched together. So you're matching the front and the back together. If you start from the top up, yes, you can match it, but it won't be as accurate as if you start from the bottom down, because eventually they stop at the underarm and then the rest of it is just its own. So yeah, if you start from the back down, then you're not getting quite the same measurements, or it's not going to be as even as if you start from the bottom up. Match that side seam, make sure everything matches up across the seams and across the closures, and then the rest that doesn't match up, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see that. So I've measured my first 20 centimeter, then I'm just going to keep doing that up. I'm going to do it for both fronts, I'm going to do it for the back, and I'll do it for the sleeves as well. So it is currently 11:20 p.m. This is about 8.5 hours later from when I was cutting. A few reasons. My phone died, and I'm recording off my phone, so I couldn't record the rest. And then I had to go to my friend's house to do a fitting for my other garments, like my dress and my top. So I did that fitting. I'm back now. It's 11:20. It's gonna be a long night, but I do need to record for you guys what the stitching and the puff and putting together my jacket and pants and everything. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I am on my machine. I did the first piece already. So yeah, with the lines in the middle, I'm doing 2 separate lines on either side instead of the one in the middle. So I need to add the 2 lines, like the puffs on all the other pieces. I only did 1 out of like, I don't know, 7 pieces. So I need to put the lines on all the other pieces, sew the jacket together, and then sew my pants together. So it's gonna be a long night. I need to do this before tomorrow because tomorrow is my last class. I kind of really just want to sleep right now, but no time for sleep. We've got to get this done. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. This is the jacket. Obviously it is not complete. I started off doing 2 stitching lines and then I moved to 1 just because of time purposes, and it was like 2 a.m. when I finished sewing the shell of the jacket. So I didn't even get to record it straight after, I just went straight to bed. But this is the shell of the jacket. Obviously I still need to add the zipper in here and fix this flap up a bit, add the collar and the hood as well. But this is just the silhouette and what I'm thinking of doing with the pocket as well over there. And yeah, just wanted to check in and show you guys how it looked so far.